Hi guys. Well, it's January 3rd and I'm finally getting around to doing my official KS18XL range test. In particular, I'm going to be really comparing it against the MSX. And I did the ride that I'm doing today, I did about two plus weeks ago. It's a common ride I've done, but I'm going to do this very close to what I did that ride. I had my whole ride on Google Earth, so I know the speeds that I limited myself on the MSX. If this wheel performs the same, I will be performing a 57-mile ride, probably about 4.5 hours. And when it ran the MSX, my speed was limited to about 18 miles an hour. There were a few places I did a little bit faster, but by and large it was under 18. Going to the halfway point on the way back, it was less, all the way down to about 10 miles an hour at the very end, because I barely made it home. I was like, 5% battery. So I had my Pebble Watch alarm set, so it buzzes my wrist when I exceed 18 miles an hour. So it should be a good comparative test. Temperatures maybe a couple degrees cooler than it was when I last ran it. The wind is about the same, light wind. So up ahead is are the mountains where I'm heading towards. I don't know if you can see them, but it's about 25 miles from here into those mountains where I'll be going. That'll be the halfway point, and I'll turn around. So I'll stop at a few key points, give you a status on where I'm at. Alright, I'm about 13 miles into the ride, maybe about an hour or so, I think, and I'm at, it varies, close to 80% battery, a little under. So far so good. Now I'm really loving this this new armor I'm wearing. I mean, say what you will, but it really feels safe. I mean, this Liat 5.5 stuff is just fantastic. I mean, I got total rib protection, the chest, the back, the shoulders, the elbows, with my wrist guards. I feel like I'm wrapped in a cocoon, and once you've worn it for a little while, it feels fine, but it really feels safe. I mean, I've kind of bumped into walls and stuff, and it's nothing. I feel like I can just collapse on the ground, and I'll just get up and with no injuries or anything. So hopefully that'll be the case, and hopefully it'll be a long time before I actually do fall. But I'm enjoying it anyway. So, see you in a little bit. Alright, I'm at the halfway point, about 30 miles, and resting battery is 47%. Hopefully I'll have enough to get home. It's borderline. On the MSX, again, it was I was down like 5% when I rode into the home, going pretty slow, so we'll see. Beautiful day to be riding in January. Gorgeous. This is usually running when we have more rain. I'm standing where water is usually running. All right, guys, give me another status in a little bit. Okay. I'm on top of the Santa Fe Dam, and I have about 18 miles maybe to go. And I'm at about 35% battery under load. I'm cruising about 13 miles an hour at this point. So I'm really slowing down because I don't want to have to get a ride home. So we'll see how it goes. Beautiful day, really really clear. I don't know if you can see the mountains, but beautiful air. It's a nice day to be riding. Well, I'm about, I have about 9 miles more to go, and I'm at about 20% battery. I think I'm going to make it, but it's probably going to be pretty slow at the end. I'm coming up on one of the last dams that I have to cross on the river path. Okay, I'm basically home, within a quarter of a mile of home, and took a little tiny break, but the King Song is definitely better. I'm at it kind of varies, but between 10 to 15%.
Look what he's wearing. So cool. Look, one tire.
So I'm yeah, like 12% right now. I still want to tend to say it's kind of a wash. For the last 20 miles I've been riding at 13 to 14 miles an hour. My MSX, I only rode at those kind of speeds the last 8 miles or so. I rode maybe 15 to 16 miles an hour. So about 58 miles thereabouts. I rode the identical distance. It's pretty good. So clearly both wheels are essentially the same.
They almost felt like they were just
hard to say. Maybe maybe a slight edge for the MSX, but it's kind of hard to say. I'm just going to say I'm going to call them the same, which kind of makes sense. They're both 1600 watt-hour wheels. And from my experience, most wheels all perform about the same, given the same battery size. I gotta say again, these pedals, these large, extra large pedals, they're super comfortable. I mean, I've been riding for 4.5 hours, and they're doing pretty good. I still think they're more comfortable than any other wheel I've ridden. So any of you Kingsong owners, try and get these pedals if you can. I don't know, I guess maybe it's a bit harder if you're outside of the United States. Certainly you can buy them from eWheels in the United States. You might even ship them abroad too. So I think it's really a winner. And I put them on my 14S. They were great there, and people have been putting on their 16S. So basically you can put them on every Kingsong wheel. I assume you can put them on the 18S also. Alright, I guess I'm going to go home and give my feet a rest. I think I could, based on what I'm seeing on the watch, I'd be able to get 60 miles out of this. Oh, and I also want to say, this was a relative range test. You might get 70 miles out of this wheel.
No.
And yeah, you might get 70 miles out of this wheel, or you might get 35 miles out of this wheel. Totally depends on the riding conditions, how fast you're riding, how much you weigh. So this is not about telling you an absolute range for the 18XL. It's all about just comparative range between this and the MSX. Alright guys, hope this was useful. Get out and ride. See you later. Alright guys, a little addendum. So yeah, I rode home. I kind of took a longer route trying to burn off some battery, and I kept looking at, I get home and I kept looking at my watch, and I'm using wheel log, and it's saying it's 5%, 7. It's fluctuating, but it's never getting low, and I'm not hearing any beeps, low battery beeps from the wheel, which surprised me. I would have thought I would have been hearing something at 15%. So I stopped and I look at the wheel, and you can see there's three bars, three LEDs. Something great. So wheel log, and I'm running the latest version of wheel log, and no problems with my Gotway wheels. It's not reporting the battery level percentage correctly on this wheel. It seems to I think it reports it on my 14S, so I haven't driven that down to a low battery in a long time. So I had to start the King Song app, and I didn't have the latest. I basically had to scrounge to get the latest version of the King Song app to connect. And sure enough, I have 20% battery under load. So, what a difference! If I'd known that 20 miles ago, I would have been riding faster. So this wheel definitely outperforms MSX, no doubt about it. Which makes me feel good, actually. It's really actually consistent in a way with the 14S, which has amazing miles. I'm going to do it again, but it's been a long time now. But I got 40 miles on the 14S, riding 18 miles an hour, thereabouts. 40 miles, and I had 20% battery left. And when that happened at the time, I thought, wow, that was pretty amazing, the efficiency on that wheel. And now this wheel, if I got 20%, and probably 60 miles now I've ridden. Not fast miles, but still 60 miles, and I have 20% left. So I think the XL is the king of long distance 18-inch wheels. I guess probably the only wheel that can run longer is the Monster. Very impressive. So I'm glad I noticed that, and it's going to have to wait another day. I'm going to try and I guess I'm going to have to do a long range test. Man, maybe I can literally get 70 miles out of this wheel. My riding weight with all this stuff on right now is about 180 pounds, I think. All right. See you later.